Welcome back to Blast Guys Reviews. In this review, we take a look at the Marvel Legends X-Men Marvel Cyclops. This is the VHS version of the 90s cartoon 112 scale action figure with the shell shading. It's kind of a tongue twister. But here's the box. I love the artwork. It looks straight out the cartoon. One of my favorite cartoons as I was growing up. And here's the back of the box. It's pretty cool. There's some information about Cyclops if you want to pause and read that. If you don't know, I'm pretty sure everybody knows who Cyclops is. He is pretty much like the leader of the X-Men minus Professor X, but a bunch of stuff on the bottom no one cares about. UPC doesn't really matter because these are a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. Here's the side of the box. You can see that's the has a VHS look. I do know if you get all these in this series, they didn't make them all in the VHS version, but the good guys look one way and the bad guys look the other way, so they're kind of looking at each other. You set all these up on your shelf if you want to collect the boxes, which are pretty nice and thick, so they could stand the test of time. And here's the other side with Cyclops looking the other direction. Here's the top of the box. There's the bottom of the box. And there's Cyclops outside of the packaging. He looks fantastic, in my opinion. I am a big fan, like I said, of that 90s cartoon, the Uncanny X-Men. They have some fantastic designs. The animation was really cool, and to me, it's still awesome, even though today, here in 2023. But very nice to have the entire set on DVD. Highly recommend if you haven't seen it. The music's really cool. It's really iconic now. Awesome look. So let's go and take a look at Scott here. So here's Scott up close and personal. His name's Scott Summers. He's one of Xavier's very first students and fights blissfully for Xavier's dream as the X-Men's field leader. So he's even above like everybody's favorite Wolverine. But they do conflict a lot because they're fighting over Jean Grey. I love the head sculpt. The visor looks incredible, spot on. Now he does have that shell shading. See here, it's because there's different tones of yellow there. I think the hair is awesomely sculpted. It's one of my one thing that really stood out to me. I like how that's done. Very nice sculpted. You can see the layers of hair, the strands of hair. It's the back of it. And there's the top of it. It's very, very cool. No expression on his face. Lips are painted, red visor. He has his yellow type of bandolier here, the X symbol in red and black. Very cool. Now there's not a lot of color besides the shell shading, just because it's the animation version. Kind of looks a lot like a piece of yellow plastic, but goes for the aesthetic. He has the massive pouches on his utility belt. Eat your heart out, Batman. And they have the X on the front here. The red to match up top. Here's some shell shading right there. You can see it through the arms here too. Different tones of color. And I think it does highlight his physique very well. The other gloves, a little bit of that off brownish, tannish color there on the yellow. Here on his legs, he has these thigh bands. Here's his yellow boots. Shell shading also. Man, it's a tongue twister for me. I don't know why. A little bit of sculpting there. Pretty cool. Nice figure. I've been looking at this figure. Here's a 360 look at him without my hands on him. A couple times for a while. And then just kind of a big fan of that series. So I was watching, kind of coming out on Jubilee. So Jubilee ended up selling out, and they never came back in stock. And then now she's on eBay for like a stupid price, like $60, and they were record like $27 or something on Hasbro Pulse. So then, Cyclops was I have Wolverine already somewhere, but Cyclops was my next choice, and he kept going in and out of stock. So I got an email one time saying, "Hey, he's in stock." I got him, and then like 20 minutes later, he was sold out again. So if you're looking for this, he's probably going to be the next one that's going to be very hard to get, and the prices are going to probably go to at least $60-65. So if they go back in stock, you got your eye on this guy like me. Grab him while you can, because I think that's what's going to happen. But that's just from experience and me watching this stuff. So take that information as you will. For The figure, his head does rotate 360 all the way around. Very cool. You can look up and down very nicely. I think they missed the opportunity here with could have gave him. Now, I didn't want like a blast from his visor, just a straight piece that stuck straight up, and well, you get the idea what that would look like. I think they should have made a very dynamic head sculpt with a nice blast coming out as an extra accessory, because he is kind of light on the accessories. So we'll talk about those more here in a bit. He does have butterfly joints. You can see here. Pretty cool on both arms. His arms do rotate 360 all the way around. You can raise them up to at least a T pose. He does have the bicep swivel 360 right here all the way. Double joint elbows. All you're ever going to need. His wrists rotate 360, but he only has it in and out on both hands like this. So you can see the joint right there. So on those two hands, at least for the two fist hands, when he goes one-on-one with Wolverine, when Wolverine is trying to mac on Jean Grey. He does have the same kind of ab crunch as the G.I. Joe classified figures. But what's really interesting about this figure is, see this like strap here? You would think that would like bow out because it bow out because you bend it, right? But it's kind of like two different pieces. And this piece is attached to like this cut here. So when you actuate it, it kind of goes down over it, and that piece goes up behind it, so it doesn't really come out to where it's fully attached. There's no bowing of that. It wouldn't be like a web gear or anything. You can see how well that's pretty well thought out. I thought that was really cool. I wanted to point that out. He does have a waist swivel, but that's just below his utility belt. Very cool. He does have pretty good splits for Cyclops, which is not into that type of martial arts. He is a great fighter, but never seen him do splits in the cartoon or any other creation of X-Men I've ever seen. They do hide the thigh swivel real nice. It's at the top of this band. I mean, you don't even know it's there unless you try for it or you're looking for it. Double jointed knees, which are very stiff, so you might want to heat those up. Oop. Be very careful. Don't break your toys. Hard to get anymore. There you go. Very nice. Back, no problem. Here's a boot cut. The thing about the boot cut is when you do it, you kind of see it starts becoming, you get these platforms created from this thigh muscle, kind of like swivels out. And you kind of get that ugliness there. That's because of the sculpt. But don't see myself utilizing that boot cut very much, so that's okay for me. 50 pivot down, up. You get this around the ankle impression for like a rocker, but Hisa is there for you. That's about it for the feet. Trying to always want to grab the areas you're trying to manipulate, because you never want to put a lot of pressure like on the bicep, because that's just a pin into that shoulder ball. So try to get up in there and get all the pressure on the piece you're trying to manipulate. It'll save you from any breakage on your figure, hopefully. It does for me at least. Looks pretty cool. His fisticuffs, I do like it. There's the bottom of his feet. Very, very nice. Like I said, he does come with very little accessories, so I think they really missed the ball on the accessories, but it comes with only additional hands. Let's take a look at those. But he has a couple that's interesting for the character. It looks like we do have the same type of joint here. So they're going to go in and out once you put them in their gripping hands. There's a Vader, I'll choke you hand, I guess. Maybe it says I'll slap the taste out of Wolverine's mouth hand. I guess that'd be pretty cool. This one's interesting here. I like this one. Same thing with the joint. This one you can remove his fist, and then you can put this hand up against his face. Right here, he's shooting his laser of his eye, so that's pretty cool. yeah, that's pretty awesome. So that's it. You only get 3 extra hands. I like this sculpt. That's why I bought this. I think he looks fantastic for me. The style collecting that I like. I like stuff that brings back memories from my childhood, and that X-Men cartoon is one of those cartoons that really stood out for me. I'm really surprised that the Morph figure is still in stock. I should probably grab one of those here soon, because that's the very first Morph action figure that I know of. And he died. Oops, spoiler alert. He died in the first or second episode, the opening section of that series, unfortunately. So he made him kind of iconic. So I hope you guys liked this review. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about this figure. I want to try to get some more of them, and before they all are sold out and they reach that secondary market and that high price tag. So I think there's Jean, Storm, Morph, and you can get a couple of bad guys. Sinister, Mystique. They stopped doing them before they got to the other characters, which is unfortunate. They stopped making the X-Men cartoon and went to the Spider-Man anime series, which was fantastic cartoon also. So hopefully they revisit these and get some of the other characters they missed. So hope you guys like this review. Like I said, hit that thumbs up for me. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in our next review.